Welcome, welcome to another exciting episode of Carving the Divine TV. My name is Yujiro Seki. I'm a director, writer, and the producer of the documentary Carving the Divine. Carving the Divine is about the Buddhist Sculptors of Japan, and I'm ready to present it for the first time in the world. But before I do so, I thought it would be a great idea to introduce basic concept of Buddhism and the history of Buddhism, so that when you guys finally watch my documentary, you guys can watch it at the maximum value. So again, he's back, and I'm very excited to tap into his wisdom again. He always answers my question completely, and I'm very happy, and I hope everybody who's watching this show will think the same way as I do. So welcome to our show again, Professor Peter Bolland.
Hey, Yujiro, always a pleasure to be here. Really excited about the work we've done and looking forward to the work we're going to do. And today's no exception to that.
Awesome. Yes, today is, I think, one of the things that what everybody wonders all the time. So why the heck that I suffer so much? Why am I so much in pain? You know, why? What the cause of all this? What the cause of suffering? What the cause of this pain, and how to get out of it? So we talk about it, with Michael, but as a philosophy professor, I think you can expand upon that. So why do we suffer, and how can we get out of suffering? That's a big question, please.
Oh my gosh, Yujiro. It's a huge question. Oh my God. I'm tempted to say, I don't know. And that's it. But I tell you what, we can still work on it. I think Buddhism is so rich on this question. Let's start with impermanence. Impermanence is how reality unfolds. Everything comes into form and all forms dissolve. This is the central pillar of Buddhist metaphysics and Buddhist philosophy. Let me boil it all down to this. Most of our suffering results from our refusal to not only acknowledge but embrace impermanence and say yes to it. Think about it. We're sad because we're getting older. We're sad because some golden moment in the past is gone. We're sad because the piece of cake that we were looking forward to eating is gone. Everything's always coming into being and going. How can that not cause suffering, or dukkha in Sanskrit? So the cause of dukkha is trishna, or craving, the Buddha teaches. That's the first and second noble truth. Life is dukkha, or suffering. The cause of suffering is egoic attachment and craving, or trishna. So the short answer is suffering's caused by craving. Now, the solution is, the medicine for the disease is, I just need to roll back my cravings. I need to learn how to not come into every moment with a list of demands, like how it should be, and instead simply accept what is. And then my suffering begins to reduce. But let's not turn Buddhism into a panacea that's going to cure all ills and make us just blissfully high all the time. Look, life is always going to hurt because we have a body, because we're in a world of imperfection and dissolution. Things are falling apart. Life's going to hurt, but we can roll back the amount of suffering by learning how to accept things instead of living in that constant agitated state of craving and fear.
Well, easy to be said, but difficult to be done, right? This is one of those things. So is there any method that you use to ground yourself? If you could share some a piece of advice that we can use?
Yes. The best piece of advice I ever received, and I'll share it with you now, is to learn how to practice mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is one of the teachings of the Buddha in the Eightfold Path. And it means a lot of different things, but let's keep it simple. It means coming into this present moment and monitoring my own thought processes and awarenesses. So when I have a craving, say for a piece of pie or for a beer or whatever, I instead of saying, oh, I really want that thing, I'm going to go get that thing. And if I don't get the thing, I'm all upset. Instead of that route, I could go a different route and say, oh, Peter Bolland is having a craving right now. Huh. That's funny. And then I witness the craving, and then I realize that's not me. That's just a thought that came along, and it's going to disappear like all forms come and go. And so my cravings, I can then manage by just simply noticing them as if they were not me. And that's called mindfulness, becoming aware of the processes of my own thoughts. That could go a long way toward breaking the spell that afflicts all of us in unenlightened consciousness, where our cravings and our fears just take over, right? And they make us crazy. So mindfulness puts us back into that peaceful place of the witness who is not bound by those cravings and fears, but watches them as if they were traffic on a street, and they're not me.
Wow. Like my follow-up question, I mean, and you always like completely answer it. So I am very thrilled. So I want to know more about you. Please tell us, how can we find you?
Well, that's sweet of you. You know, I meditate every day. I teach meditation. Meditation is how the Buddha became the Buddha. Meditation in any lineage or tradition is consciousness maintenance. It's one of the best ways to move out of suffering and into joy. And so that's one of the things I do. I also write about a lot of these things. I'm on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have a YouTube channel. The best route is just to come to my website, peterbolland.com. Check out my calendar there. Join my mailing list. I'm all over the place, just like you, brother.
Awesome, awesome. So yes. If you think this information is useful, make sure to subscribe our YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and like me on my Facebook, because that's how we do it in the 21st century. And we are doing together. Peter Bolland and I are doing together. Thank you, Professor Bolland. Namaste.
Amen.
So
Amen, brother, and namaste. I'll see you next time. Thank you.